Haley Gray, and I am the group owner here in the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I hope that you are having a really great night. I wanted to hop on and do this Facebook Live and, try to add some value back to you. This group recently clocked over 65,000 members, so I have a tiny bit of experience building groups, this one and other ones that I've helped clients build. I do quite a bit of training on Facebook Lives in general, and I don't know why I'm wearing earbuds because y'all aren't talking to me on here. So let's take the earbuds off. If you're catching me on live, give me a hashtag live. If you're catching me on a replay, give me a hashtag replay. I'm Haley Gray, and I do a lot of fixing broken marketing for my clients. We do a lot of marketing strategy and just really figuring out what's broken, what's working, what's not. Tonight's topic is, are you making one of these deadly mistakes in your Facebook group? Raise your hand if you have a Facebook group of your own. Do you have a Facebook group? Do you have a VIP group? Is it something that you're interested in doing in your business? Is this something that you like to do, that you're kind of wondering how I did? There's going to be a bunch of books and trainings and stuff that are rolling out here in the next little bit with a lot of step-by-step instructions. So, make sure that you're on the lookout for those so that we can help you with those. And I have obviously my opinions on how to build a Facebook group and how to do it effectively. Having done this group and then having built several other membership, paid and unpaid free groups for people, it's really important, when you're growing your group, so you're thinking about creating a new group. Okay, cool. And how long have you been on Facebook? So I'm also going to preface this with the explanation that, a Facebook group, hey Danny, good to see you, is not the same as a Facebook page. There's no group page. There's different things on Facebook, okay? So let me just be really clear up front. I am talking about a Facebook group, not a Facebook business page, and not your personal profile. They are different things, and you should know that a Facebook group is not the same thing as a Facebook business page or your Facebook profile, right? So the first deadly mistake that a lot of people make are building a Facebook group, and hey Paula, how are you? And hit me up with your questions about Facebook groups, because tonight we're going to be talking a bit about Facebook groups, is that they start the group and the first thing they do is they invite their friends. So there's this little button, there's this little entry box at the upper right-hand corner of your group, and Facebook kind of encourages you to enter your friends' names to invite them into your group. And unfortunately, what that does is it actually adds people to your group. And it'll actually start showing people the posts that are in your group. And if you're anybody like me who's been around online for a little while, what ends up happening is that, I'll go into my Facebook groups on Facebook, and suddenly I've got 259 Facebook groups that I've never seen before. Nobody's told me about, nobody invited me. They just added me basically to their group. And this is really problematic from a number of different levels, right? Because you've got a lot of people that you've added to a group. So great, you've got some vanity numbers. And let me tell you, vanity numbers on social media kind of suck because you can't eat followers. Followers aren't buying your groceries unless you're able to sell to them and connect to them, right? So having people in your Facebook group that don't want to be there is not doing you any good. It's also not getting you any engagement. So don't use that little add people, invite people box on your Facebook group. It is one of the ways to really piss people off in the online world, and it makes them madder than a wet hen. I know that there was one time where I literally went through and cleaned my out from groups that I had been added to manually, and there was like 259 of them. Y'all, I can barely keep up with the Facebook groups that I really care about, or the ones that I manage, or the ones that I partner with people on, right? I can't keep up with another 259 Facebook groups. I'll never see them. They'll never even show up in my feed. So there's no reason in the world for me to be in that many groups. And I'll answer that question in just a minute. Lily asks, how do we get people into our group? So there are definitely ways to get people into your group. And I spent the better part of an hour doing a class that I was training on in the Business Growth Alliance the other night. But know that that is not a good way. You can message people and invite them to your group. There are like 100 different ways to get people into your Facebook group, but don't just add them to your group. The other thing that I see people do is they will friend somebody and then they will instantly message them with the, hey, join my Facebook group, or hey, like my business page. That's another real crowd pleaser in the online world, especially for anybody who has more than 25 friends online, because we've all been hit with these really kind of spammy Facebook friend requests that we weren't asking for. We didn't really have a connection with you, and you're dragging people into your group that maybe don't belong there. So inviting people is really critical, and the way that you get them in is you actually message them, you get to know them, and you invite the people that are a good fit for your group. You don't invite all of your friends. You don't invite your mom, your dad, your cousins, your children, blah, 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 to get them into your group unless they are a good fit for your group. Getting people just for the sake of having people in your group is not a good mix. Jennifer says, agree, I hate the spammy friends, right? They're not really friends even. They're kind of this like spammy pain in the butt, not really connecting with you kind of a thing. And it really adds this like element of like ugly spamminess. I mean, it's like, the friend from high school that you haven't talked to in 20 years who suddenly has become your bestest buddy and is messaging you to buy her direct sale stuff. Right? It's not really genuine, because if it was a genuine relationship, you would have kept up that relationship for the last 15 years. So focusing on real, genuine relationships is so important here. So another thing that people do that really kills their groups is that they allow promotion in the group. And this is a huge, deadly mistake. You can allow promotion on certain threads. You can ask people what they do. You can give people the opportunity to participate, but unfettered, unrestricted promotion in a group, I can guarantee you, is going to kill your group. Hands down, every time. Every group I have ever seen that allows unfettered access to people to promote. If you have 1 day a week when you can promote, what ends up happening is 1 day a week you get 99.9% of your promotion, your posts. People will come in, drop their link, and leave. They don't engage. They've got no reason to be there. And all they're doing is they're dropping their link and leaving. I don't know about y'all, but I actually find that behavior to be like kind of wildly amusing from my perspective, because who do you think is going to buy from you if all you're doing, if the only interaction I ever have with you is you dropped your link in front of me and you left? I'm just saying. Nothing is going to kill your group faster than just allowing that unfettered promotion in the group. It creates havoc in a group. It does not bring the kinds of people that you want into your group. They're not necessarily going to spend money with you, because the first thing they're going to want to do is promote themselves. I get that we all have businesses. I know that we all have businesses. I get it. Every single person in this group has a business, right? Your sales are the lifeblood of your business. That's why we allow people to try to build relationships. That's why we allow limited promotion in this group on certain threads. That's why we try to connect people in a way that is authentic, rather than, hey, just drop your link and run. Because drop your link and run doesn't work for anybody. Who do you really think is going to go through and read 953,000 posts on a single thread? Nobody. Nobody and their cousin. I've done it like once in many, many years of being online. So, I mean, unfettered promotion is not a great way to do it. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Luann. Hey, Jill. Hey, Irene. Good to see y'all. So let's talk about some other crowd-pleasing, deadly mistakes that people make in their Facebook groups. Another one that I see a lot of is that people will start a Facebook group and they never post in it. They're like, well, nobody's participating. And I'm like, yeah, they're not going to participate unless you're fully participating as the group owner. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, I just got asked by Lily a few minutes ago is, well, how do I get people into my group? Well, you have to give them a reason to want to be in your group. There has to be content going into the group at all times. It's kind of this funny catch-22 situation. Thank you. I love this shirt color too. I am kind of enjoying some of the new clothes that I got on the latest Consigning Designer sale. You know, you start a group, you start a social media account, and you never post in it. Well, there's nothing for anybody to do, so they're not going to engage. I recommend when you start a Facebook group that you be posting several times a day, 3 to 5 times a day. Now, how do you do that without being like totally like crazy overwhelmed? Well, the way you do it is by scheduling posts and creating content in batches. And I'm particularly fond of, you know, scheduling tools and using those kinds of things like Meet Edgar. But if you don't post in your group, if you don't engage, they're not going to engage you back. It's kind of a funny thing, right? You know, so far we've talked about, you know, randomly adding people to your group, you know, ways that you're going to destroy your group. You're going to spammily friend request people and say, hey, join my group. You know, it's kind of like asking somebody if they'll marry you on the first date. Chances are you're going to get slapped. I wouldn't even say it's like asking somebody to have sex on the first date at this point, because, you know, people will do that more often than the get married thing. Thank you, Dashika. I appreciate it. I think we got that probably 6 or 7 years ago. It's been a while. I enjoy that painting a lot. It's been one of my favorites. It was actually in my au pair's room for a number of years. And then I got to claim it when my kids played musical bedrooms upstairs. And, you know, being spammy and, you know, friend requesting people and then inviting them into your group is not a great way to go. It gets you labeled as a spammer by Facebook. It'll get your user ID shut down. That's kind of a, you know, a user ID killer. You love the paint too? Thank you. Hey, Tessa, good to see you. You know, so you love the painting too? Thank you. I really like that painting for some reason. It has a certain vibe that I really like. And I recently have redone my office. This is actually my old furniture. I'm going to hopefully get new furniture after the COVID-19 stuff is through. What are some easy scheduling apps for the non-techie? I like Meet Edgar and Buffer. Meet Edgar is really cool because you can reuse content. People will say, well, but it's $50 a month. And I'm like, yes, but how much is your time worth? Because one of the things y'all may notice is that like clockwork, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and Sunday, we have posts that get put into this group, which are, you know, what's your Facebook group, what's your Facebook page, what's your Instagram, what's your accounts. Those are all scheduled using Meet Edgar over and over and over again. I've got them set on a schedule and they redo it. Yes, it's $49 a month, but I'll ask the question, you know, what is your time really worth? And you can connect a whole lot of accounts to a single Meet Edgar account. Buffer is also pretty darn wonderful. So find one. Yeah, Meet Edgar is less than Buffer for business now. It's really kind of gotten crazy. You know, so think about what you're posting and how you're posting. So the other thing that I covered is allowing a lot of spam to go into the group, and allowing people to promote themselves in your group basically is going to result in a lot of spam. you're not going to have a ton initially. And then once people start discovering your group, you're going to have people who come in and literally do nothing but spam the group and try to get you to allow them to put their links to their stuff in there. And I mean, I get it, because you're building an audience and they want access to the audience. But unfortunately, it doesn't result in great results from the group and as a group cohesion kind of perspective. And hey, Jason, good to see you. So other crowd pleasers that, you know, are going to kill your Facebook group, just putting it out there and hoping that people find it. One of the biggest mistakes, and another one of those, you know, people either over invite or they put it out and it's kind of like a website. You put your group up and you hope that people are going to notice you and find you somehow without ever promoting it. And hey, Tish, good to see you. You know, if you're putting something up and just hoping that people find you and notice you, it is going to be kind of a challenge for people to find you. They're just not going to, and your group's never going to grow. Lily Westwood asks the question, should you have your group private? Yes, I think that most groups for businesses should be private, not secret because they can't find you. The groups should be private and they should have you ask questions when people join your group. And one of those questions should be, what is your email address? Always, 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 always. And I use a tool called Group Convert, and I can give you the link. And it allows me to basically grab the URL, or it grabs the email addresses as people join the group and allows me to put them into a spreadsheet. I use Zapier to put them into my active campaign. But you should always ask people for their email addresses when they join the group, so that you are getting that email and getting their contact information. That was probably another one of those big oopsie mistakes that I made, was that I didn't ask people for their email addresses when they joined the group, because there wasn't that technology when I started this group 5 years ago, and it took me a while to kind of back into that. So you can go to leadershipgirl.com and Group Convert, and you can see Group Convert is a really great tool that you can use to add people to your email list, because you can ask them for their email when you have them join your group. If your group is public, anybody can see stuff, so there's no incentive for them to join it and give you information. There's also less controls over what people can see and how they can see. So if you have slightly sensitive information that you may not want shared everywhere, then you're going to have a problem if it's a public group. Obviously, if it's a secret group, then you have the problem that people can't find your group. So you're in that, you know, problem there as well. So obviously you want to have it private and you want to invite people to that group. And I could go on for days about how you get people into your group, but when I say, trust me, I just did a whole presentation on this. It was like multiple hours long. It was an hour-long presentation in the Business Growth Alliance, which is a membership group I'm doing it. And it is a paid for environment, but it's literally, I just did this training yesterday. You know, talking about how you get people into your Facebook group, because I mean, there's a whole set of arts and things to doing it, but when I tell you don't just add people to your group, that will help a lot. And make sure that you're like physically emailing people and inviting them into your group. You know, there are so many ways that you can really kill off a group by not posting, by not moderating. And Lisa said, yep, my group is a full-time job, LOL. Yes, and that is another reason too that you don't necessarily want to just randomly add people to your group, because adding me to your group is probably not going to get you the results you want, because I just don't have time. I'm in here moderating in this group way more hours a day than you can possibly imagine, because we check every single person that comes into the group and we try to filter stuff out. We try to make sure that they are at least a real profile, that they've been around a while, they've answered the questions in a way that makes sense, and that they are like real people. And then we moderate every single post that goes into the group. So we are trying to pay attention to, you know, phishing posts, and we're trying to pay attention to backhanded stuff. We're trying to eliminate, at least on the surface, things that seem, you know, weird, irregular, illegal, all of that fun stuff. And we're filtering people and posts out of the group. So if you think about, you know, moderation of a group this big, it is really quite a challenge, to put it mildly. And hey, Jenny, good to see you. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah. And Jason says, and then you got a mess to clean. I'm purging my group of 60% of its members, right? And that really hurts, right? Like when you end up the, you know, with a lot of people that you don't want on your email list, or you end up with a lot of people you don't want in your group. Exactly. It can be really, really painful. Huang Li, what is a phishing post? A phishing post is like where somebody goes on there and they say, hey, who is interested in such and such? So a lot of times people are saying, hey, who has this problem? Well, and then there may be people who go, I do. And then what happens is whoever started that post is like messaging them and saying, hey, I've got the such and such to solve your problem. And it's really a sales post. You're pre-qualifying people with that question. There's a lot of backhanded, weird ways that people come up with trying to sell and self-promote in the group. If it's a post that was shared from a business page, you know, most of the time we delete the majority of those, unless it's just a simple thing, right? And all of the content is visible. If it's a free opt-in, that's a promotion because you're trying to get people onto your email list. If it's, you know, hey, come join my group, that's a promotion. So you have to be really, really, you know, aware of what people are doing for promotion, and know that they can and will get really, really creative, and that it is a nonstop battle. The 40 admins in this group, or 30 some odd admins in the group, it varies by, you know, time and day. It's really quite the battle. Jenny is excited that Allison Lex had a great idea, and now you're creating a whole new webinar for lead generation. Woohoo! And Jenny is really good at lead generation. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. You know, and you know, the thing about a Facebook group is that as a Facebook group owner, a lot of times I've been called a Nazi, I've been called mean, I've been called a bitch, I've been called all kinds of things. You know, at the end of the day, when you're the group owner, you are responsible for the group, and you are trying to maintain the quality and the ethics and all of those kinds of things. And you're excited you get to test it out with my group. Exactly. Isn't that awesome? You know, and it can be really frustrating at times, because you're babysitting a bunch of adults who should know better, who should be reading the rules, who should be paying attention. And it is really, really kind of frustrating at times. And I get that. You know, being a group owner is not for sissies. It is not for wimps, but it can be a phenomenal way to get people together, to build relationships with them, so that you can grow your business, so that you can help more people, so that you can do a lot of really, really cool things in your business. You know, but it's definitely not for sissies. And it's not for wimps, because managing this group, I will tell you, has been eye-opening and jaw-dropping at the same time. My 19-year-old has been helping me moderate a bit in the group, and you know, it's been very eye-opening for her. You know, when mom says that she knows a little thing or two about social media, the things that she has seen now, she can't unsee. So it's been kind of cool. If there's anything I can do as far as helping you guys grow a Facebook group or get leads into a Facebook group or help you figure out how to build a Facebook group, I want to encourage you guys to hop on a call with me. My website is fiercelymarketing.com. And there is a button in the upper right-hand corner for a free consultation. And if you go on there and sign up for a free call, we can talk about, you know, what your needs are for growing your own Facebook group. Jenny says, all of those reasons are what has kept me from growing any group, even though I know it's an intentional way to create community. Yes. Well, and the other thing too about Facebook groups is sometimes it's better to partner with other people and come up with really good partnerships rather than create something that's all your own, because then you get to leverage each other's skills and abilities, kind of like you doing lives in this group. It's great for the group, but hopefully it'll be great for you for generating leads and driving traffic into your business, because you're already working with an established community and a great, you know, audience and tribe. And hopefully you find your own tribe, you know, here. There's a lot of tribe here to find. I hope that this helps a little bit. I hope you guys are having a really great week. I know that it is Monday, Thursday, and tomorrow is Good Friday. I'm going to be around this weekend, but I'm going to probably be taking a little bit more of an introspective, contemplative approach, so you're going to get to see a little bit different side of me. You know, and I'm going to be talking a bit about more about what I'm grateful for, and, you know, really, you know, thinking about, you know, the fact that we are, you know, I'm Christian, we're in Lent, and it's an interesting period right now going through the coronavirus. So I hope that you have a great night, and many blessings, and get lots of rest. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night. If there's anything I can do to support you in your business, please let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.